Hello and welcome to the big story on Graphic Online. In the last quarter of 2023, a mysterious movement known as the New Force took the country by storm, capturing the attention of the nation with their bold billboards and masked figures dotted across the country. The billboards, adorned with a striking inscription, "The New Force," sparked a wave of curiosity and speculation among Ghanaians. The long wait of the unmasking of the face behind the New Force contributed to the deportation of the spokesperson, Shalima Abuyosi, to a native country, Belgium, sparking accusations of unfair treatment and human rights violations. She was deported after the state accused her of obtaining a student permit with false declaration. When the face behind the mask was finally revealed, it was Nana Kwame Bediako, also known as Cheddar. Today, we are fortunate to have him for an interview. My name is Suleiman Mustafa, and I'll be doing the interview. Briefly, Nana, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Tell us, who is Nana Kwame Bediako? Who is the face behind the mask?
Nana Kwame Bediako is a Ghanaian, born and raised in Ghana, partly lived in England. Came back maybe 21 or 2 years ago, and started working and building my empire from Ghana. So I come from Kumasi, half Ashanti, half Ebono.
Half Bono.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Many people will know want to know your age. How old are you?
43.
43. And for a lot of the images we've seen of you, your fashion style appear to be that of a royal. Are you a royal?
No, I'm not. In real life, I would say I'm not. But spiritually, I believe I am ordained.
You're
I am
ordained.
the very one chosen for.
And what inspires your
continent.
fashion style? I mean, sometimes we see you dressed in military uniform, navy. Other times we see you dressed as a royal.
Yeah.
What inspires those fashion?
I think I'm trying to tell the youth who are looking up to me or who are my fans or following me that, it's good to have freedom of fashion. See, the way you dress is also the way you are addressed.
Mm.
And I think that we as Africans or Ghanaians should respect that. When people see us, they should feel like they have seen a spirit, they have seen a royalty, they have met a presidential figure. So I've probably been like this since I was a kid,
I see.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And just to know a little bit about you, since you want to inspire the youth, what's your favorite music and your favorite artist?
Oh, I like a lot of the people, especially from Africa. I'm very impressed about how well they have governed the new genre that they've created and how they've taken it across Africa and to other parts of the world. It tells us that we're doing very well with our skills, and we are also demonstrating our culture back to the Western. I feel like it's a great movement, and for that reason, it doesn't speculatively puts me in a realm of choosing one person as a favorite anymore. They are doing great.
You want to be president of Ghana. You really want to be president of Ghana. So I'm sure, the Ghanaian artists, you might have seen one person who inspires you.
Oh, no,
so
they are
much.
good. Many of them are good. Black Sherry, Sarkodie, R2Bs, Can Promise. These guys are good. We don't always have to point at the one best. We rather have to support and encourage the best that they are doing in terms of the industry. We need to encourage them. Can Promise have a different audience. Black Sherif could have a different audience, a mixed audience. Wizkid is doing great. There's Davido. All of these people are black people and they're Africans, and we must be proud of them.
Why did it take you that long in unmasking?
I didn't see that as long. Okay.
Took more than 3 months.
Marketing is branding. In the political world, marketing, the word for marketing is campaigning. Okay, and your campaign has to be strategic. So if I've taken 8 weeks to unveil and I have 1 year to campaign, when I divide it, the 8 weeks is just 15 to 20% of my campaign time. And if I have to keep you in a suspense before I unveil, it means that I am trying to find out how curious you are and how serious you want to find out who is behind the mask. So it's not really the time. It's, for me, it's when I have realized that the people who want to see the messenger now, if they're ready with the message they've heard before I unveil. So that's the reason why the pace is like that for you. It is not long for me.
Okay.
And I'm sure you've seen the face now. So
Yeah, I've seen the face.
You were waiting.
And I'm here with the face.
Yeah.
The man behind the mask. You want to be president?
Yeah.
True.
I want us to make me a president. I want all the people who are seeing the new force, because this is a new nation we're building, a new Ghana we want, a change.
Why you?
A redemptive change.
Why you and not any other candidate?
Well, if any other candidate is sleeping and I'm up, why not me?
You think they're sleeping?
Well, if they're not sleeping, why are they not here?
Where do you want them to be?
Well, I'm saying that it's a candidate. You have to go for it if you want. So if they're not here, it's either they're sleeping, either they're scared, or either they don't want to be. So I'm here. And I don't dispute anybody else if they wanted to take this bold decision. I've taken it. So that's my answer to your question. And I mean, you're asking me why me?
Yeah.
And I'm asking you, why are they not here so it can be them? You said, why couldn't there have been anybody else? But that anybody else you're talking about, where are they? Did you try to? Would you try to?
Well,
your heart is not that big, eh?
my heart.
I want to know why, because you expect somebody else to be the one doing that.
Well, I mean, I have plans, but I mean...
Oh, you have plans?
I have plans, but
you see,
I mean,
there
not
could
yet
be a
matured.
potential aspirant president sitting here too. I hope you don't come with a mask.
No, I have a different strategy.
Sure, we see that. We see to that.
I mean, is the new force a political party?
I think a lot of people have asked me this question, and I've also given a lot of answers. Okay, we have tried to register a political party. Of course, the Constitution says that you need a political party. You need to form a political party to become a presidential candidate. However, if you don't have one, you also have the option of being an independent candidate. And I think that the new force is a movement. So the movement now is introducing the independent aspiring president into the country. We still are looking forward to have a political party. I think it's fair to even have a political party to face the geopolitical party, but it's also not that simple. You know, the complications are quite a lot, which I don't think it should be. You know, we should be able to create a very simple path for the average citizen that, you know, aspires to be a leader of their country, to make a change, to have that opportunity to do so. But as you and I know, Ghana is Ghana. Yeah, so we are an independent movement.
You are independent. So now the new force is more or less a political movement.
We have applied for a political party, but we don't have a license to be a political party. So we are the movement. The movement has now brought out an independent aspiring.
So assuming you get your license from the Electoral Commission today, would you still transform the new force into a political party?
The new force is a movement. If we have a political party, that political party would also be a political party. Okay, it's not illegal to have the two or to move from one to the other. But currently, I just want you to know that there is a movement that has empowered us to be a force, and also that I am the chairman for the movement, and therefore I am standing as the aspiring president. Question answered?
So we take it that you'll be contesting as an independent candidate.
Absolutely right.
Great. What do you reckon are some of the challenges facing the country now that you think that, the presidency of Nana Kwame Bediako in 2025 will set the ball rolling to address?
Well, some of them are job creations, economic crisis, and developing the country, to somehow a middle class nation. These are some of the policies and some of the things I think.
You can't solve all economic issues at a go. For every politician taking office, a step at a time. What specific economically do you hope to address? We have inflation that is hovering around 29%. We have monetary policy rate, which is the rate at which Bank of Ghana unlends to commercial bank at somewhere in the region of 28% now. We have exchange rate depreciation. The country is now wobbling in ballooning debt. Mm-hmm. What will be your priority? These are all macroeconomic indicators that every politician will hope to address to help address challenges of the economy. What will be your immediate priority on assumption of office as President of the Republic of Ghana?
All macroeconomic crises fall under one thing: the totality of the economy, the entire national economy. So you're talking of your GDP, and then the GDP, if it's 75 billion, is a lot of money that is circulating. That is your annual gross, that determines the strength of your economy. The balance of that economy should say that if the average 33 billion is to be divided by 75 billion, you have an average of $2,300 and something for each person in Ghana. But that is what the paper says. Practically on the ground, that's not what it is. Okay, so if you look at how you can increase the economy of a country, all the microeconomic crisis that you're saying slowly would be adjusting. It's called economic self-adjustment and balancing. Okay, there is, like you mentioned, depreciation. The depreciation of our currency simply is when we have to pledge our currency to someone else's currency, okay, and trade things from our currency, and then after convert the money into another person's currency while someone else is extracting that conversion from our system. Automatically there's a deficiency in the entire economic movement in the country. So you would see that there is a short of the money based on what you have on the paper. It's not really what is in the system. Hence, I can use this as an example. To have a 75 billion GDP, it's very difficult to end up by saying, I don't have any money and I need 3 billion to save my economy. Do you understand? Because you have 75 billion GDP circulating in the system. So if really you want 1 or 2 billion or 3 billion, you should be easily to lay your hands on that from the finance or from accounts general based on how this national revenue is being circulated. So there are all of these deficiencies.
How come you are confronted by public debt and interest payment alone? From last year is more than 50 billion that you need to pay, use it to service your debt. And if you have a GDP of 75 billion or trillion or whatever, how do you hope that, you have enough money to make sure you service your debt, have enough fiscal space, pay wages, pay statutory debts, and then have the rest to build the hospitals, the roads, and provide clean water, good health, and what have you. That is the current challenges facing, the government as at now. So we'll be looking for, how do you hope, when you are confronted with these challenges, how do you hope to surmount them?
You live in a country. 92% of your people are traveling or they're buying things that are foreign things. All the people are either carrying the country's money, going to China or going to England to go and buy something and bring it back to the country, pay duty, and come and sell it to you times 10 and take the money back and go and give it to a manufacturer. Come on, it's common sense for the average person, even the economic person and the finance minister and everybody in the country should see that this is the definition of stupidity. You're carrying all your money out, and then you talk about economy. That's the economy that is traveling to the place. All of these things are very simple. Like, I don't see why I should go deeper into it for the country to see that we're even being we're not being smart. You know, as a country, at least we need to demonstrate a little bit of intelligence and smartness. Okay, you give all your money out to Chinese and Americans. Go and bring the things. The government is happy to charge you 50% of that tax. That's how he makes his money. Then you come and sell it to your people that you call them poor people times 10 the price. And then when you get the money, you carry it back again and you go and give it. Okay, first of all, you're killing your first economy. That's one. Two, anything to do with the Ghanaian doing something good is not good. So it's either where did you get the money from? Where did you get this? We close you down. Okay, but anything to do with anybody coming from outside to do something, hey, he's coming to invest, let's build his shop, let's build this. So now we're living in a country that Indians are owning factories, Chinese are owning our gold mines, Lebanese are owning our restaurants. Where are you going to build an economy out of that when those people are already also taking the money outside? I am trying to tell you this, and then you are also here trying to tell me what we're servicing the debt with. We need to use our head to create wealth within our system and keep the money in the system. Let it circulate. When you go to England, my friend, nobody will allow you to bring 10 million from England to Ghana. Where? You take it on the plane, they will stop you. The dog will snip the bag and clamp the money. You transfer it. Before you transfer it, they're going to ask you, how did you get this money? And what right do you have to send it somewhere else? But we're sitting in Ghana and people are moving billions of dollars under our nose. We can't say anything. Who are the people giving them the chances? Is it the government? Well, if it's not the government, is it the public doing it? Who are we blaming for these things? Okay, so let's not go around in circles, asking ourselves, undeliverable questions that we don't get answers for. Let's face the fact and know that as a country, we are not doing what can make us become successful. We are not helping our people to become successful. Our economy is being drowned by ourselves. We ourselves, we're pushing our people into the water. We're starving them. Look at how you think people can survive easily 50 cities a day today? That is what people are getting daily. Some people, they mark them less than 50 cities. Some people get 1,200 cities a month, which means their daily money that they're giving them is less than 40 cities. And then that's 40 cities, he can spend almost 30 cities for transport a day. So 10 cities is going to go and feed his family. This is sad. 2024, as African, black people, this is very sad. I don't care who and how nice or tall or how good English that president is speaking, but it's a disgrace. It's a shame when you go out there. This is what is happening to your people. This is what you call governance. We want to change that. That is what the new force is about. You're making me speak because I want you to hear and I want the nation to hear me. The new force is here to change that narrative. We don't agree with that. We don't want to live in a country where there are 80% of almost this country is the youth, and 70% out of that 80% are jobless. Some are going to school, but they don't know what job they're going to get after they get their degree. Some are living at home with their parents and they're 25 years old and they can't move out of the house because there is no job. I mean, let's face the fact. Do you think we're going or coming? I'm not interested in all this geopolitics, talking about this NDC, MPP, this. I don't even know how they became governors and presidents, but they just know that they're taking it in turns. We are not interested in sitting down watching people taking it in turns. I have come as the new unifier between the youth and the government, the new force. This is the courage behind us. This is the spirit behind us. We are going out there with the force, with the people, with the universe, with the things that we have on this ground. And we're going to turn it into products. And we're going to turn our economy around. And so the leaders like Kwame Nkrumah started great things like that. We want to continue their vision. I know all of this considerable whatever people that are in support of whatever parties, and I don't have a problem with them. I just think that we need the change. 2024, everywhere is change. When you go to Dubai, it's like heaven. When you go to Qatar, it's like heaven. When you go to Europe, it's like heaven. When you go to this place, it's like heaven. When you come to Africa, come to Ghana, it's like prison. It's like hell. Please, Come on.
Talking
We need to do
about
something.
Kwame Nkrumah, talking about Kwame, who inspires you? I mean, which political figure
Oh,
inspires
he's one
you?
of the people. I mean, Kwame Nkrumah was a perfect leader. Multitasker. Building universities, building roads, building factories, doing things. He was enjoying. You know what makes me even like him more?
Tell me.
When he died, he didn't have a home, but he has built a lot of homes for the country and built a lot of schools for the country, a lot of hospitals. That is a great leader. A great leader is someone that doesn't think about themselves and their family, but thinks about the nation and the country that they are responsible for. That is leadership. And that is the sort of spirit that we need to wake up with. You know, we need to run with that. We don't need to be disrespecting our people and trying to find bad things to say about them or some headlines that will bring them down. Bringing people down does not pay you anything, does not give you anything. These white people, the small, successful people they have, look how they've been uplifting them. Every month, we can't sleep with Bill Gates, with the Facebook, with Instagram. It's all in our faces. They've lifted them higher, and their business is thriving. They're growing bigger. And look at us. We're there worshiping them. They're not superior from us. They're just intelligent and smarter, and we're refusing to be the same. Okay? But the people are going. Whether they came to steal your gold or they came to steal your diamond, my friend, they did not go and buy champagne and eat kebabs with beer with it. They went to build their countries with it. They built schools, they built the roads, they built this, they put the right health system in place, the right educational system in place. That when you want to cure yourself, you go to their hospitals. When you want to have holidays, you travel with your children to go to their country. But when you want to come to bury yourself as a this is what Putin said. Africa has become like a cemetery. And we either stand there and watch it looking like hell, or we fix it.
The new force, I mean, what structures do you have on the ground to make sure that those structures build on your legacy and vision?
The structures are very simple. They're already partly existing structures. We just haven't expanded them. Okay? See, every region has potential. Yeah. You have the human resources and you have the mineral resources. All you need is the structure in the region. So you can create jobs and then the region can turn over. Okay? So we want to turn maybe a place like Takoradi, like Manchester in England. Because just the football team there alone is running things. Okay? The reason why the people are hiding to steal the gold and to do this gold is because they don't have the capital to do put the right infrastructure together, because that same water that is being poisoned, it can be purified and it can turn to something. The people who are doing the purification could be another 1,000 people's job. And that could be another water, that could be another something, and that could be something. We're stopping ourselves to develop ourselves. Our interest is just in the position. The position doesn't matter. Okay? To become a president is a position. If you prepare yourself 2 years to campaign just for the position, that means you don't have any good intentions for the people and the country. Because you only have 4 years to build roads, to build schools, and to make the economy better. And you're thinking of 2 years that you're going to put money aside and going to convince people to vote for you so you become a president again. Then what did you come and do?
And within 4 years, you can do all of these things.
No, I'm not saying that within 4 years I'm a Superman, but it's how you use your time properly. You have to use it wisely, okay? Now, I could have just said that my whole life, if I wanted to build one house, it could have taken me 4 years or 10 years. I would still end up building one house. Now, at the same time, I could have used 4 years to build 100 houses. That is if I have the capacity. It's multitasking. It can happen. Okay? Dubai, the whole Dubai has been built in less than 50 years. But they have more than 2 million apartments. They have everything. They have airports. They have everything. It's 50 years. How did they build the 2 million apartments? Okay? So if you think about the speed, the investment, the people, the human resource power, it's called labor force. We have to give that opportunity to the youth. They're the labor force. They're young. It's so many of them. 0 to 45 is 74%. Yes, also. How can you do that? When Chinese had 58.5% somewhere in the 19th century, in the 18th, they became the biggest industrial power in the world. No supply for factories, No, yeah, and today China is the biggest global power for production. Bibia opebia no omunye free ho. Nti omo hye ase entem na omo nkura na pick it up. Nti eno no mudi nyini. Na yeti ha na yankura no we are forcing them to become gossips and we're paying bribes and making them come corrupt and then take 200 and go and vote and then this one will take 200 and go and install this one. Then oh come on, you cannot build a country this way. It's stupidity. I'm sorry. That leadership should be cancelled. This kind of thing should be cancelled. We're not here to be sitting down watching people take turns every 4 years, 8 years, 4 years, 8 years. You know what? I'll tell you something and I'll give you these numbers.
Okay.
Okay? If I have to wait for one party to take 8 years and the second party to come and take 8 years and the third party to come and take 8 years and the fourth party, which is between two parties, it means they've only taken 2 turns each. That's 32 years. 32 years is half of my life. It's gone. If I didn't get any benefit from their development and I couldn't have any hope in their future, my generation has been defeated and doomed. I can't do anything. Because by the time the next one will come and do another one, I'm in my 40s. Who did 14s? So why worry now, Wamba, when you have wife and children? And look at crowd in our episode of show. Tinya fe na okasa me kwakwa she brase na me wo vision we bi atwam. Nti time na ye di say ye mane mre no enye. It's too much time that we're losing. That the guy will finish university at 21. No assign to akotrane ma me fie. We January university campus for 4 years. We soon there he's spoken to people. Then after the 4 years you don't have anything for him. You as a government and how say the guy has finished university, he has not crossed to either the western or eastern or northern region with a good job that will give him good money. He can even settle there with his family because the job that he has there is good. And it's connecting with his degree, what he studied. Now you leave him to go and live with his mother again for 4 years. Now I feel the kojo when your degree and so your man would be any do fee. Why won't me feed you? What kind of world are we building? What kind of country are we building?
Still talking about structures, Nana Kwame.
Yes, sir.
I have my constituencies in the Ashanti region, Asawase, for example. If you ask somebody in Asawase about the new force or Nana Kwame, the person will tell you he doesn't know who Nana Kwame is. So how can you use 1 year or less than a year to campaign, market yourself across the country, gain recognition, gain acceptance to propel you to Jubilee?
For me, I never underestimate the power of time. People even underestimate the value of time. I respect the value of time and the power of time. Speed is the most powerful thing right now in the world. It's more powerful than the light. Speed, and that's what technology is bringing. So you can see that our campaign started on the 28th of October, 2023. We are in the 15th or 16th of January, less than 2.5 months. I have almost gotten half of the nation talking about the new force. Whether they know me as Kwame Bediako or they don't know, some people, the most of the country have seen at least a mask that is being unveiled. And if they haven't, they've heard of a convention or they've heard of a white girl that came to be a spokesperson here that has been deported and some man that this or that or that or that or whatever it may take. Okay, so that is the power of our campaign, our marketing. I think Ghana as a nation should embrace us and respect us and know that we have something coming. So the whole 1 year that is left, I see it as a great opportunity of time. So Nyankopon ma yemreni ahode time no say yebitimi across it this couple of months now. It's definitely we can reach people. We can go to places and we can do things that would even impact them more than the existing template that politicians are using to call it campaign. Because we have a new strategy and we have speed. So the question is not whether we will make it or not. The question is we have 1 year. We have to make the best out of it based on the vision that we have. And I think we've started on a very good journey.
What will be your first assignment in office as president?
Well, I don't even think that far because, I am, like you said, an aspiring president, but I'm also the unifier for the youth. Whether, I'm voted in to become a president or I'm not, I believe that where the new force is going, there will be a change. There will be a change. There is going to be a time that maybe the existing political parties will have no choice but to negotiate with us. Maybe at that point, we can compromise on us getting the power to control industrial spaces in the country to create jobs for the youth that we stand for. If they're giving us that, we can say, go for your presidency. Do you understand? Because I'm sitting here, I don't have a cabinet. I don't have ministers. I don't have, what do you call them, MPs. But if, let's say, in 8 months or 10 months, I have more votes to be a president, then I have to start asking who is coming with me from NDC, MPP, wherever they are coming from, because we need to fix it. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
But my mind is not, I'm not the one thinking that, oh, me call office, now me call me say, or I do. No. It's dreams. I don't like dreams. I like the reality.
They say
that
dreams turn into reality.
No, but I like realities that you can measure within a situation. I don't like a dream like it will all happen. And when I don't dream. People who are dreaming are maybe they're fantasizing or they're probably still sleeping, but working at the same time. I think you should see from where I've gotten to now in life and what I've probably achieved in terms of building wealth and creating industrial empowerment and entrepreneurship. It's no more time for me to sit down and try to dream. Now I'm a visionary. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm an industrialist and I need speed. I need endorsement. I need support. I need push. I need to go. It's not like I'm now climbing any stairs. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I want a lot of young people to join me here. I want the people who are up and coming to see that it's very possible. And there are some Ghanaians who are also doing well, I must say, But the question is, are they doing well because they're entrepreneurs or they're doing well because the government wants them to do well? Do you understand what I'm saying? If that's what the case is, then we're not probably going to end up having the industrial leaders that we need, commercial leaders that we need, political leaders that we need. We need stronger people who have been self-made, not someone that has been built over state money. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stealing your own country money and calling yourself a successful person, I'm not proud of you. And I'm not proud to be one of them, and I don't want to be. I'm not interested. That's why I keep telling you that, my spirit is evolving around the likes of Kwame Nkrumah and those kind of leaders. It's not in our interest that we should come and use the state to come and make money for ourselves while we see 90% of the state struggling, starving. And what am I going to do? I've sat in the best of cars. I've flown in the best of planes, and I've been to the best parts of the world. But the thing is, none of these things that I can really say that it keeps my happiness in my soul. None of them. Because wherever I go, I come back. And if this is, like Trump would say, excuse my language, a shithole, I still come back to it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whatever that it is, this is where I come back to it. And if my people are not good, that's the only people I have. They are around me. So I have no choice. I have to find a way to build them. I have to find a way to change where I live or where my country is. I have to find a way to make my success become a commercial opportunity for the average person.
Which of the policies of the current government don't you agree with?
Oh, I didn't come here to say that I disagree with this or that or that. For me, I just think that the entire political regime and the principles that governs the nation has failed us. Our expectation of human development and social development is running behind schedule. So that is the gap that we are here to fill. And I don't want to go into details like we were discussing 50 billion for this and that. And no. The simplicity of what I'm saying is that Ghana needs a change. And the change is based on the youth. And the youth are the future of our country. And we have to stand for them. And since no one has ever gotten up to do so, I have. And I came with a mask. And I came with the mask because my first actual introduction to the country is telling you that do not look at the messenger and judge. Listen to the message first. When the messenger is ready, he's going to introduce himself to you. But first, receive the message. And my message is what I've told you, the unifier, to come between the current government and the youth of this country. And now you have met the messenger.
We have 24-hour economy that is currently being campaigned on by the largest opposition. And we also have an incumbent government that is also still campaigning on digitalization, still on one district, one factory, 1 million per constituency. I mean, all of those flagship projects. Should I take it? You said you are a unifier. Is that what you are going to campaign on?
Well, I'm not here to unify their visions. That's what they're saying. I'm not here to say that, oh, because this one is saying 24 economy, so I'm going to go against it, or because someone is saying one district, one something, I'm going against it. I think that's what the two of them does. We don't do that. We are not that usual politician that comes to fight you for your own vision that you say you have for the country that is based on promises. Okay, we're very different. Okay, our unification is not to do with that. It's to do with the masses who are struggling, that are looking for a way out, that are looking for a change. We want to be with them. We want to stand by them because for us, that is a value. Those 16 million people, imagine even if they were not workers and they were just following me on Instagram, I'll be the most powerful Instagram blogger in maybe Africa. So the value of the human is so important that we are refusing to pay attention for them. But I think that, like you just said, most of these things that you're saying, 28-hour or 23-hour economy,
24.
whatever it is, it's also a jargon and a promise to give them. If that's what they want, they can go for the promise. If they want one district, one city, something, it's up to them. They can go. But me, I'm saying I came to unify the situation of that 80% that doesn't have hope, that doesn't have a say, that doesn't have a future. I came to unify them so they can even be a part of the decision how our government is formed, how our nation is built, how our industrial parks, the success of the industrial parks that we're going to build is based on these same people. They are going to be the labor. They're going to be the ones working. They're going to be the workforce. These are the people I stand for. These are the people that I look out for. I'm not looking out for a successful politician who is doing his own thing, or a successful businessman in Ghana who has made some money by getting a contract from a government or by building his own business. That person is okay. I'm thinking about the ones who are not okay. That's the ones I'm going and I'm standing for. And it goes around the nation.
You met the former president after your botched conference. I mean, can you share with us some of the things that you discussed and the outcome of that meeting?
The former president meeting him, and it was not the first time I meet him. I've met him a few times.
Okay.
I've also met the sitting president. The two of them are great people. They're nice people, and I feel sorry for them because a lot of the country's problems, sometimes they try to shift it on one person. No, a government does not depend on one person. And I don't also think that a citizen or a publican meeting a president should be any big thing. Okay. Now, people say that I was called or I went to the president's house, the former president's house. No, we were having lunch, and I call myself, I feel like I'm dignified to be in the midst of great voices of Africa, ex-presidents, sitting presidents, legends, and all of this to eat with and to talk with. I count myself to be a very blessed and glorified soul, in my times, because the friends that I grew up with, one of my good friends is a security, and I had to support him, and I that's when I realized that my blessing is different, So for me, it's not the picture that they try to paint in the paper. Just after I unveil myself, so I'm with the Mahama, with the people that came here to. No, there was nothing like that. These people were innocent. They came here to give a speech. The government mistakenly not only cancelled it, but it was like, all of you are sacked from here. Well, Peter Lumumba knows Mahama. They go way back. So it was over lunch. That's when I visited, all of them. And then there was some pictures taken after, and then the stories that is coming out after is all of that. But I'm not here to say that I want to do this with this party or I want to do this with this party. I've told you already, I'm here for this particular
So what was their
audience.
demeanor when the conference was cancelled? How did they take it?
Oh, for me, first of all, I was embarrassed, because I had to bring such people from all over Africa to come to Ghana. And I had to organize the event. And I had to organize 30,000 people, promote the event to bring them to this space. So when it gets to the point that something like an hour or two before the event is cancelled and I couldn't do anything, I felt like I was paralyzed. But when you also see guns and military and national security and helicopters coming, you just need to just raise your hands, because
That must have cost you a fortune.
oh, but forget the fortune right now. We're talking about lives here and we're talking about integrity and value. These things money cannot buy. My hands were up. And for me, and I thank God for not letting me go there, because who knows? Maybe it was a trap that I will go there and then say, hey, why are the people standing behind you? You've done public something, and before you know, there's a crime case on me, an aspiring president, then it's changed. It could be that I just had a discussion with maybe military, and then before you know, so I just listened to the voice talking to me. We went and I told the people and I apologized, and we decided to do a press conference and let the people know and how sorry we are. And the convention will go on again, but not in Ghana, but we will do it elsewhere. That's how I felt. I felt embarrassed, but how long was I going to feel embarrassed for? It's now gone. And I've also realized that the cancellation brought more attention to the event, even more so than maybe the event itself would have brought. So, could be a blessing in disguise.
So, Shalima Abuosi, how did you get a foreigner to be your spokesperson before you unmask?
First of all, let me set the record straight. Shalima volunteered to be our spokesperson because we were looking for a reporter and a spokesperson. And a lot of people that we spoke to were not ready to do it. They were not ready to show their face. I don't know their ties. I don't know their commitment to other parties, or I don't know if it's just genuine fear. Now, I'm not saying that we went to the whole Ghana and they said no, but the very few we had spoken to were not ready. Shalima, on the other hand, who is a presenter, a model and a promoter, chose.
Presenter where?
Oh, she was a presenter for, I think, GH1.
GH1.
Okay, so she had been here for 3 years. She's been in Ghana. We just saw her in 2 months and all of this happened. So, she chose and volunteered to do it. We shot the video with her. It was great. And we sent it as a spokesperson. Now, let me correct people. Okay? When you send a reporter as a spokesperson for a movement that has not been registered as a political party to send your message out there for you, it doesn't mean that you have gotten someone into politics. That is what I want to correct first of all. If Ghanaians are still saying that, oh no, we still don't agree with you because it's a white face, then I apologize for that. But for me, I don't see anything wrong with choosing anybody that is from Europe to talk about our movement and what we're doing. That's what we did. But we also gave the opportunity to the average person. Now let's come out of this shell and talk about how she was dealt with. And I want Ghanaians to understand that if we didn't have a registered political party, then how would we label her as a Ghanaian or a foreigner who is a politician in Ghana? No, that's not what we were trying to do. We just wanted to send our report out there. And she's clever. She speaks very well. She's courageous. Okay, besides the point, it's great for us to start showing that even white people can also come here and work with us and work on behalf of what we're doing. It's nothing wrong with that. I didn't see anything wrong with that. But the hassle that, she went through just because I chose her to do what she's doing for me, that's where I think I feel a little pain for her. Maybe not even a little. I feel the pain that would it be fair if I was in her country and I just went to record a video to talk about a movement And then all of a sudden, the whole 3 years I've been in the country, no one worried about me, but all of a sudden, there is a way of us finding out that you have some fraudulent paper to do with your visa. Okay, I think the visa was authentic. It's in the visa, it's in the passport. And she's been going up and down with it, in and out with it. So the authenticity is there, okay? It's in the passport. The proof of us now finding out how that got there is what they're saying that is the fraudulent document. So when we got her the bill, because we were responsible to hire the lawyer to get her the bill. When we got her the bill, that's when the lawyer asked for the immigration for that document. If the immigration couldn't provide it, it's not best for the court of the country to just say after keeping her for 7 days without a charge, all of a sudden they drop the charge after the 14th day when she reported, and drop the charge and say go. But then when she got outside, she got taken again by the military, by the BNI, and by the immigration. And then they put her in a plane in the next 8 hours and sent her out without even making her get her own properties. It doesn't matter if you're going to be repatriated, your properties are yours. You can take it along. But you know, this was a little harsh. And I think that there is a slight human violation there, apart from the country being angry with me or her saying that we're using a white person for politics. Because really and truly, we have to respect the movement. We hadn't even unveiled ourselves. So at that very point, the country didn't know whether we were coming to do a movie or this, that. You know, it was based on their own personal assumptions and their own maybe personal fear to have acted that way. And I think that as a government, these sort of things we should learn from, not to repeat this kind of mistakes, because the world is looking. Hence, the second one happened, and it happened with the convention. And now Africa is talking. So in the past 2 months, like I'm saying, as we started this campaign, a lot of things have happened, and it feels myself, when I look at it, sometimes it feels like series. You know, it's like a movie series, you know, it's so many trials and tribulations and accusations and whatever that people have ended up perceiving that as. You know, we're a country.
What excites you about Ghana?
I think we're peaceful, okay? And that is something that you don't get in other places.
What gets you disappointed?
Well, I think we can do much better than we are already. You know, and I also think that the youth, that is our manpower for the future, are being deviated into gossips, into other things, and you know, we should empower them. We should give them the chance. We should give them the opportunity. We should let them be a part of our politics too. We shouldn't train our children to think that they have to be 70 years before they would get a chance to become a politician and straighten the country. They should start it early. You know, because Kwame Nkrumah was in his 40s when he got our independence. And I'm certainly sure that if Kwame Nkrumah was 70 years old, he wouldn't have the guts and the strength to say that I'm going to fight for a nation to gain their independence. And even you can check the other countries who have gained their independence. Again, you're going to see that it was people in their mid-ages, young people who were striving to make a change. And that collaboration, we need to do it. I'm not saying that old people shouldn't be politicians at all, but they could be great advisors in the political scene. They could be people with great experience. Maybe they have been in the political scene for 30 years. So there's some things that they can educate us, you know, in terms of how to do it. But the speed is what we need. The drive is what we need. The strength and the courage is what we need. And these things are usually found by the young people, especially the lockdown generation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Viewers, we've come to the end of an exciting conversation with a presidential hopeful, Nana Kwame Bediako, who hopes to be president in January 2025. Until we come again sometime next week, it's bye-bye.
For more news, please visit our website graphic.com.gh or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH.
Subscribe now.